which of course was pretty contrary to what she just told me because he was scaring her and not even entering the arena. So I pointed that out to him, and I wanted to know if did we have like a little discipline problem, like you just didn't feel like doing it some days, so you were deciding not to, in which case could we not scare her? And he said, oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just sort of imitating what she does. And I said, you're imitating what she does. And he said, yes. She loves what she does too, but she doesn't tend to do it. So he showed me a picture of her smiling at something, looking longingly at it, then crossing her arms across her chest and turning away from whatever that desired thing was. He showed a little movie of her emotions to me. And I could see that what he was showing me is that she tended to not do the things that she loved. She tended to turn away from them. So I mentioned this to her, and she, of course, said, well, what do you mean? I show up at the show and I'm doing everything I should do. I practice hard. I don't really understand that. She was upset. So we talked about it a little bit more, about maybe there was a bigger picture in the rest of her life. And I said, do you have trouble starting things? I said, this horse won't start the class for you. Once she got him in the ring, they'd go win. But there would be all these shenanigans and bucking before they even started. And so she started to laugh. And she said, well, since I was a little kid, my biggest problem has been procrastination. She immediately knew what it was about. And she was having trouble, like if she loved something, instead of loving what you do and doing it, she would love what she did and think to herself, I don't want to do that now. I'll wait till later. I'm going to just mull it over for a while before I start. So I asked her, well, why do you do that? And she was kind of nervous and a little upset because, of course, she didn't realize how pervasive this had become. She thought of it almost as an old habit because she was a healthcare professional. So she'd obviously attained a lot of training and a successful job. But she said, now that I think about it, actually, all I really ever do is make sure I take care of all my patients first. But when it's the things that are on her list of the things that she truly loved, those things got backburnered, other than riding the horse. So she said, well, I'm riding the horse. And I said, are there other things you want to do? And then she started to laugh and could name about 10 things as the more we talked, that she had sort of blown herself off her whole life. So she was putting other people first. And I asked her why. And she said, well, I guess because what if I go to start something that I really think I care about and it's the wrong thing? So kind of a paralysis almost would happen to her of, I won't start because then I can't be wrong. And it got to be a self-feeding loop. Now, we accomplished this conversation, I don't know, within 45 minutes of starting to talk to each other. Not because I'm so brilliant, but because she knew that her higher self was trying to get her to see something that she'd been missing for a long time. It had been sort of nudging at her and annoying her that something was up. And here was this horse who's been so fabulous and an amazing athlete and a great partner, all of a sudden just acting resistant. And she said, most recently, there were several things that she'd had opportunities to participate in that were really dear to her heart, and she had turned them down and turned them back. One of them was a relationship with a man that she cared about because she said she was just too busy with work. So she sort of held up that shield. I have to serve others. I can't serve myself first. So this horse, as a healer to her, was sort of showing her what that looks like when you don't let yourself do the things you love. It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to not do the things you love first and then take care of other people later, because that would involve just stepping into yourself and saying, I'm important, I matter, I'm going to do the things that matter. It might be diet, it might be exercise, it might be love, it might be, learning to do a new hobby. But why put yourself last all the time? So in 45 minutes with this conversation with this horse, they went back and forth with each other. Me being sort of the intermediary in the middle, sort of the ambassador. And at the end of it, she was laughing. She said, "This is kind of crazy." She said, "I really do that all the time. And I'm so grateful to this horse for showing me that." And then the horse just melted. You could see his energy became very relaxed. Now I say see, I'm on the phone with them, but I could feel it almost like they were standing in front of me. I can feel them melt with joy, like, oh, yay, she got the message. She understands now about herself more. And you can sort of feel them, they'll say, great, my work is done now. Now I can go back to performing, and she'll understand herself. So something stepped in there. Something with her higher self and her intuition, and used the horse to almost teach her, to help her heal from within. And that is a beautiful experience, and something I get to experience, daily in my life, which of course, while I work with other people's experiences, it teaches me about my own life and my own experiences. And you're listening to Animal Connections with Laura Rowley. Animal Connections with Laura Rowley is on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network every Friday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen online or on your mobile devices. To learn more or for a full schedule, go to dreamvision7radio.com. Dream Vision 7 Radio Network is the media partner for Omega Institute.
Animal Connections with Laura Rowley is an intuitive show created for you to learn what it's like to talk to animals. Laura shares 20 years of experiences of being a pet psychic and healer every Friday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, media partner for the Omega Institute. Our beloved animals share our lives and have amazing insights into our well-being, providing us with opportunities for personal growth once we truly begin to listen. It's fun to use animal wisdom to enhance our emotional and spiritual world. Who better than our furry friends to teach us the wisdom born of unconditional love?
Omega Institute, offering workshops, retreats, and online learning dedicated to awakening the best in the human spirit. With a 40-year track record, pioneering holistic studies, and helping more than 1 million people find a deeper sense of purpose, Omega is known the world over as a trusted source for an integrated approach to personal growth and social change. Located in Rhinebeck, New York, just 90 miles north of New York City, Omega's natural environment and quiet pace allow for extraordinary experiences to unfold. Learn more at eomega.org.
If you're living with fear and stress in your life, there is an answer.
If you're ready for a better way, step through The Doorway.
The Doorway is a multimedia online course for transcending fear, transforming relationships, accessing inner guidance, and experiencing more inspiration and trust in your life.
To learn more about these online courses based on the teachings of A Course in Miracles and David Hoffmeister, go to acimcourses.com.
Quantum Jumps presents a radical new paradigm that we exist in an interconnected holographic multiverse in which we literally jump from one parallel universe to another. In a moment, you can become smarter, more confident, happier, more outgoing, more effective, in better relationships with more willpower. When you sense a new connection to another possible you, living the life you'd prefer, immerse yourself naturally into that new state of being. And voila, you've made a quantum jump. supported by scientific research. Quantum Jumps is an inspirational book backed with practical tools to help you live a happier, more prosperous life. Learn more at quantumjumps.com.
What if your dog, cat, or horse could help you with your love life? What would they suggest? It's fun to think about and a wonderful way to conduct yourself. After all, animals know well how to love and invite us to love them unconditionally. That's a pretty great way to live life. Animals always communicate with our highest good as their central focus, even when sometimes we feel stymied or frustrated with their behavior. Visit LauraRowleyHealer.com to book a workshop or private long-distance phone reading. Laura's readings and workshops help you find the part of you that's able to tune in and connect to your amazing animals. Laura Rowley believes we can all understand by listening differently. Book a workshop or private long-distance phone reading now by going to LauraRowleyHealer.com. That's LauraRowley Healer.com.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back. I'm Laura Rowley, and you're listening to Animal Connections with Laura Rowley on syndicated Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. Every Friday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen online or on your mobile devices. To learn more and for a full schedule, go to dreamvision7radio.com. Dream Vision 7 Radio Network is the media partner for Omega Institute. So in our next segment, we're continuing to explore this strange relationship between animals and us, and how they seem at times to function almost like our healer. They point out areas for us that we could just massage in our lives to improve our own happiness and, of course, improve theirs. So sometimes when people phone me, they call up, they leave a message on my phone number, which is 352-369-5993. And when they call that number, they leave a message that they would like to schedule a session, and my assistant, Karen, phones them back and kind of tries to figure out how much time they need, whether they want to do one animal, two animals, a whole household of animals. Sometimes it's a trainer that wants to work with me that has maybe 3 or 4 animals that all have very distinct issues, and they just want to go one at a time and ask the animal, what's bothering you? Does something hurt? And sometimes I can quickly say, yes, it's a left front leg, or my back aches, or I don't like my job anymore. And then the person can take that bit of information and use it to better manage the animal and the animal's lives. Simple business. Help them train them, help them get the veterinary service they need if in fact something's uncomfortable. And that can be an aspect of my work. Other times, it's someone calling and saying, I think my animal's trying to tell me something. And make sure it's not physical. So, of course, I always do that part first. I ask permission. I ask the animal, could you tell me what it is that's bothering you? Do I have permission to talk to you? And rarely do they ever say no. Usually they're like, oh, yay, relieved. You want to talk to me. You want to find out what's bugging me. Sure, I've been trying to give her a message for some time, or him a message for some time. And I think it's because they're really bothered themselves when they come to the barn to ride the horse, or when they come home from work and they're carrying their troubles with them, or they're arguing with their loved ones in the house because they're feeling out of whack, or feeling like somehow a part of themselves is calling to them. So strangely enough, the animals will tune into that and share it with me so that I can share it with the person who's called in for the appointment. And then this becomes a highly personalized session between the animal and their person, because they want to they want to clear the air. They want to understand, well, why are you doing this strange thing? For instance, a woman who was, her name was Melissa, and she is a very accomplished physical therapist.